Tonight we're having a grandfather reveal party. Everyone's being given a token as they come in the door, and they can vote for who they think is the real grandfather.
7 years ago, while chatting with a cousin, Steve found out something startling about his family tree.
He suggested that maybe my grandfather wasn't my grandfather because we didn't share the same last name. I asked my cousin would he feel comfortable about doing a DNA test, and he said, yeah, sure thing, Steve. And it showed that we didn't share the same grandfather.
That started Steve on a 7-year journey to get Barry's birth certificate changed and to find out who his real grandfather was.
My father died in 1972. He committed suicide. That was quite a deep part of me that just wanted to correct the error.
He found through another DNA test that he was likely to be related to an Ashburton family called Bennett.
He rang up and introduced himself and said, I believe I'm a first cousin of yours.
I suggested if he would be comfortable doing a wide DNA test.
We get the results back and every figure matched.
But who was the real grandfather? Who was the father of Barry? A newspaper article helped crack the case.
Thomas Bennett Sr. Was in court for not paying a grocery bill that Mid Swaney and Amy Blows had racked up on his account.
Amy and Mid were Barry's parents and worked on Tom's farm. Thomas Bennett said in court he wasn't financially responsible for the grocery bill, but admitted he might be morally responsible.
And that gave pretty good reasoning that my dad was fathered by Tom Bennett Sr.
It destroyed Mid and Amy's marriage.
They went their separate ways, and so too did Tom. He paid off the mortgage for Amy. He disappeared only to be revealed through some Y-DNA tests.
Getting his dad's birth certificate changed involved what is probably the oldest declaration of paternity ever made in New Zealand.
Which broke birth, deaths and marriages. They didn't know how to handle it.
For Steve, family is really important to him. He was an only child. To have more family members than he had was a real gift to him.
If my dad had actually known who his real dad was, then maybe he would have been in a different mental state in 1972. So the real grandfather is Tom Bennett to the right. It's just been such a fantastic evening. It wasn't that big a reveal, we knew the answer, but everyone else gets to celebrate the journey. I suspect it's going to be a late night. It might even be an early morning.
Fascinating. What a great sense of humour Steve has about all of this, and what a cool thing to find out about yourself. Sadly, as he talked about in that story, his dad Barry did die by suicide, and obviously whenever we talk about this on the telly, we want to remind you that if that's tricky subject matter for you and you want to share that with someone, you can text or call 1737 anytime.
It really got me thinking about my heritage, and I don't want to find it anymore because I'm worried that my great-grandparents can be a bunch of weirdos, like, let's be honest. But I do think there's sometimes Pākehā New Zealanders, maybe we're not as attached as, like, maybe British people or something like that because our families came here to escape a past and stuff like that, and maybe that's why I don't know anything about my own.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't want to do a DNA test because I'm worried about what I might find out. You know, like including the potential that you and I are...
That would make so much sense if you guys figured that out.
Also, what does this mean, Paddy? What does this mean? Lovers?